Hello everybody, Joe's Free Time here, and welcome to part 2 of my battery experience for my camera at my front door. So, I got a new toy to play with. Let me show you. And here it is. It's but it's the T5 test charger. And this is a cool little thing because it lets you test all sorts of batteries, including AAs and stuff. It doesn't work with non-rechargeables, so I can't do a full drain on it, but it can work with all sorts of batteries, including the batteries I showed in a previous, which I've got now in my own little battery box. And I got rid of the other battery box that came with this X-Star, yeah, it's a 2600. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug this in and we're going to run the test. Right, so it's all powered up, ready to go. I'm going to plug it into the back here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the mode. Now this great thing can do normal charging obviously, but it can also do a discharge and it can also do a test. So I'm going to run it on test where it fully charges it and then drains it, and that includes the 3 batteries we have in the station. So we have the cheap battery that was £6. I've got another one here. We have the X-Star right here, the most expensive battery but probably worth it, and the blue battery that came with the camera. So what we'll do is we'll let that do the test and we'll come back to you shortly. So what's happening now is it's discharging the first battery because it's fully charged. I fully charged it a couple of days ago. This one's still charging and this one's fully charging. So that's the great thing about this charger, it actually does a proper test, and it's not like one of those ones that just discharges and somewhat is inaccurate most of the time because battery wears out over time being on the shelf. This thing actually will charge it up as well. I bet most chargers do that anyway, but for the price I paid for this unit, it's pretty damn cool. Anyway, we will get back to you when the test is complete. Right, it's the next day of this test, and the 4000 battery is reading 1721. So it's not 4000 as we predicted anyway, we knew that, but it's actually 1721, which is not too bad from people saying it was 600. The blue battery read 1960, which is bad because it's a 2600. It says on there, look, 2600. And the one that says 2600, the X-Star, gave a terrific reading of 2836. So you are getting more juice out of these things than any regular battery you can go on the market. So let's come up to the summary of what I can show basically about how long the batteries have lasted through the camera throughout the week and such, and tell you the results of all these batteries and what I think to them. Right guys, here we are, about 2 weeks or so later. I don't know, this project's gone on way too long than what it should be, but yeah, it's safe to say I'm very impressed with the X-Star batteries I got recently. The blue batteries right now that came with the camera are actually in the camera right now, doing their job, you know, at my front door. And you know, let's have a little look at the results. I mean, obviously the X-Star batteries did really well in the charger anyway. It's what I expected. I didn't expect it to be a very, very big amount of days compared to the other batteries, maybe about 4 days, maybe 1 day difference. But I'm very surprised of how much power I got out of that X-Star battery in the amount of time I did it. So yeah, let's have a little look at the results, shall we? And it's a very sunny day out, which is rare in the UK. So the China battery right there is right here on the diagram. If you want to pause that, you can. But let's see how many days it did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 days this did. So quite impressive for £6 for a battery. Yeah, so about 7 days. It was at 50% and then it went to 0 because of a stupid update, but something tells me you can actually get 8 days out of that battery, so really impressed with that. For a cheap Chinese battery that you find on Amazon, that said from other reviews, oh, it only gave me 600 milliamps. Well, I got 1,800 out of it, or 1,600. So very shocking to see that for a cheap battery. Although it does degrade over time very quickly compared to most batteries, and that's what sucks about these batteries. But they are cheap, so can't really complain. Right, let's look into the default batteries that you get. So basically, I got about 8 days out of it. Or close to 7 days, so about a week for that. So if you want to pause that, you're more than welcome to. But anyway, that was about 7 days, maybe 8, maybe 7, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So about 7 days. So close enough to what this did, but something tells me this probably would trumps it a bit more. And what really annoyed me was the Chinese battery that came with the camera was giving off a horrible reading. It was not what it said on the tin from the results you saw earlier. It actually was a disappointing degrade in the milliamps. And this charger, I believe, is correct because when I put this in, it was more than what it was. And recently I got a vape pipe, and it takes these diggly little batteries, and it was over 300 milliamps more than it showed. So well, 20 milliamps, not much difference, but at least it showed it was a very good battery and it would work. So, you know, and I tested other batteries in it and I believe they were correct as well. Anyway, looking at the X-Star, you wouldn't believe how long it lasted. So it started the project on the 27th and it ended on the 12th of the 8th, 21. So let's count to how many days it did it for. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I misprinted something here in my report here, but put it in the right order. And as you can see, look, that's the results we got. 3 pages worth of days. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I said 13 days, but it's 16, 17. So it's safe to say that 17 days I got out of this X-Star battery. And it is 17 days. I mean, look at the 3 pages. And, you know, every day I would, you know, wake up or do it late and I put in the dates, and it showed a very good battery percentage. I mean, look at this, 27th, 28th was at 100%. 2 days, 100%. And then 97 for the 29th. And let me just say that we've been using the camera as normal. We haven't like messed with it or anything. So you are getting really good results when you pay online a little bit more for the X-Star batteries. And I do highly recommend that you get something like this for the camera, or something close to the decency. I mean, yeah, you can get these, but expect them to have a very bad shelf life. The blue batteries that come with it, well, maybe after about 2 months, throw them in the trash. They're horrible. They seem to be degrading quite badly, giving me a reading of 1,900 or something like that in the last results, and it wasn't great. So yeah, they're not great that came with it. I mean, it said 2,600, he only gave 2,400 I believe, and then it decreased to 1,900. Meanwhile, these were 1,900 technically, and they decreased probably to 1,700 over time. Who knows if these will decrease over time, but 2,800 or 900 this gave in this, and that is whopping considering all of this is a 2,600 milliamp battery. I'm very impressed, and it gave a very good show, as you can tell. So 3 pages worth compared to the 1 page batteries we had. You can get cheaper batteries online, but just be careful of their shelf life and fire risks that you can get with them. These batteries lie. They basically say the typical wanky ass 4,800, but in fact they hardly read 2,000. But you know, you can't expect anything when it comes to this sort of stuff, because again, you know, it was cheap for a reason. And sometimes what China like to do is give you very big false advertising in thinking that you're going to get a big decent battery, but it turns out to be a wimpy 2,000 milliamp battery. At least when you buy the original X-Star batteries or whatever, you know where you're standing with it. So you know, just be careful out there with batteries and stuff, and battery safety. And yeah, I think that's all I really have to show. I'm very impressed with the X-Star batteries. They give a good show. I'll be using the X-Star batteries for long-term use, considering I've got what, 16, 17 days out of them. They're pretty good if you're going on holiday or whatever, because 2 weeks will go past and this still will say 40%. Meanwhile, these will die in that week, so you wouldn't be able to see your results very well. But yeah, a very good show. I'm very happy with them, and I'm very shocked at how these were really high in the tester. And I did it properly. I put them in and I showed you the results, and it was the same results as when I first got them the first time, because I did the test when I first got this thing, and it shockingly gave me a big amount. And I used the other charger from the other video that you saw from part 1, and that also gave close to the same reading that this thing was, and I was like, oh my god, it's not like that, is it? It's not that high, is it? And turns out it is. So this is true capacity of this battery right here. It's pretty impressive, and if you want it long-term use. There is one problem though with this cell that I've had with it, and that is over time, you know, it's warped a little bit on the contact end, and there's a good reason to that, and that is because it doesn't fit in the camera too well. You have to really press it in, and it hurts the contacts and hurts the battery, so it might not last due to that fact. But do you know what, it gives a good show when you do put them in. Holy hell, you won't have to change it for another 17 days or plus with it. But with these, you're always changing them over, because the battery life is hardly a week, or maybe close to a week, or maybe it is a week, depending on how these batteries perform. Anyway, thanks for watching guys. Don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.